They called me a kook. But when the Ancient Ones returned, they were the ones consumed by madness.
Is that what Freebird sounds like? Kill it with fire. Why does it sound like it's out of tune? What is going on? This sounds terrible. Nailed it. Maybe I cut it a little bit short. Oh well. It is Freebird. What I'm considering doing is, instead of doing the stepping in the light map, I'm gonna make the shader act, fairly normal. Now the question is, how do we do a post-process in Godot? I kind of hate having to render it to another viewport just to do a post effect, because they've got all these post effects that don't require going to another viewport. So let's see if this all renders into the viewport now. No? It's just purple. Cool. Don't have any sound either. Great, great. I could put a polygon in front of the camera and just use the screen texture on that. It won't handle transparency, but we don't have any transparency at the moment, so actually I want to cover half of the screen so we can see a side-by-side comparison, which makes it look kind of like a good old MS Paint palette. Okay, well, I guess the next step is to actually get a palette, and then we have to set up, I think I'm going to set up a 3D texture. I think trying to do like an HSV is going to be better than doing RGB, because if you try to quantize RGB, it gets like these weird purple green colors when things should be brown. Oh, an efficient RGB to HSV shader. I guess I should have scrolled down first. As I write the inefficient way, and then it's like, oh, by the way, here's the efficient way to do it. Go to 16 steps. Around that. Divide it by 16. So that should give us the same color, but with severe stepping in brightness. And we're going to need to do some kind of scaling on that to make more range in the darker colors. This needs to be 1/4. Yeah, maybe I won't even need to do a palette. Maybe I can just approximate the lightness, and then it'll effectively make it look paletted. One thing that's bothering me is, why are we getting stuff changing as I get closer? You can see it on the gray texture there. There's like a persistent almost aura around the character. I wonder what that's about. I guess that's just because of the lighting angle changing relative to the camera as you move around. He's taking damage, but he's not getting kicked back very far, even though the impulse is set to 20. Oh, yeah, we don't have the acceleration and stuff. Well, something's not quite right. See if the kick at least knocks him back. Well, sort of. It seems like he can only move on one axis. I think the impulse is working. I just messed up some axes. I hate this coordinate system with Y up, because if I want to convert... No, it should be -Z. What am I doing? If I want to convert to 2D, I can't just drop the Z and do X and Y. I gotta drop the Y and do X and -Z. I think the Excel is a little bit... Did I even set an Excel? Yeah, I didn't even set an Excel. Alright, let's see. I'm gonna give an extra 50% of the impulse as a boost upward.
The sacrifice.
There we go. Well, now he went over the edge. That's definitely something I want to have in this game, is like platforms where you can just kick the enemies off the edge. Oh wait, we need to UV unwrap it first. Okay, that's real optimal UV usage right there. The whole... yeah, let's see if we can do a little bit better than that. Let's put a seam there. There we go, that's a little better. Not great, but better. If we break this up into its own thing, that might play a little nicer. There we go. That's much better. And then we're going to use UV Packer I don't know if that actually packed it any better. I would like to select these two. I'm selecting all of these. Hello? Hello, substance. Okay. Well, this usually works. Can select that stuff. Oh, wait. That selected it. Why doesn't it work when I just try to select... Wait, why is it selecting the thing behind it and not... What? Alright, there's gotta be a way to deselect. Control... black. There we go. Oh, what? When I deselected it, it deselected that too. It's like it has to have that. Is that really how that unwrapped? Hang on. The heck? Okay, well that maybe is just a bad unwrap. That seems very broken. That's probably good enough for now. So I tried to do 3D model of a monster from the video game Quake, and it gave me this. And I was like, that kind of looks like a remaster of the Godot logo. Or maybe it could be if someone like forks the engine and makes a spin-off called Grder. I don't know. I thought it was funny. That looks questionable. Why? I think those are the bones sticking out of the nipples, but that's let's keep that off screen so we don't get any. That's the worst bra you've ever seen. Imblab. Yeah, you'll never catch me, Kappa. What's over there? What's over there? Oh, that's pretty cool. It moves like the muscles and stuff. I think I may have stacked too many smiles. You gonna have nightmares? Smiles is the longest word in the English language. Did you know that? Because there's a mile between each S. When you pick up the quad damage. Ha ha! Smiling so much my teeth are falling out. What a bummer. I didn't get any kills with it. But I'm definitely getting that kooky look. Models generated by the software, or AGPL, can be an obstacle in the case someone wants to create a closed source game or closed source 3D models using 3D characters with the lab, because AGPL will propagate the base models from the database to the output models. Default license for the models generated by the software is AGPL 3. As derived products of the AGPL database, the models must be distributed under AGPL 3 with the same copyrighted database. Okay, so I can use this for the logo if it's rendered to 2D. But if I were to use this to create models in my game, that would mean those models would have to be under the AGPL. And if it's like the other GPL license, that would mean all of the source assets in the game would have to be under the AGPL license. I'm not sure if AGPL is as bad as the regular GPL license. Someone thought the GPL license was not restrictive enough, so they're like, let's put some more restrictions on there. Come up with a new license. And you gotta open source anything that even looks at this project. You must license the entire work as a whole under this license to anyone who comes into possession of a copy. This license will therefore apply, along with any applicable Section 7 additional terms, to the whole of the work and all its parts, regardless of how they are packaged. This license gives no permission to license the work in any other way, but it does not invalidate such permission if you have separately received it. Yeah, so basically this makes it unusable for a Steam game. Because if I use this and I put it in my game and this license says anything that is part of this program, like the entire work, so like the whole game has to be put under this AGPL license. But that license means that everything, including Steam libraries, would also have to be under that, which means you can't actually use like the Steam libraries. So needless to say, I did not use that character generator that required all of your data to be released under the AGPL license. Man, what a terrible license. You know what's not terrible? My patrons. Wow, that was an awful transition, wasn't it? Seriously though, I do really appreciate the support, both morally and financially. It helps me keep making games and videos for your entertainment and possibly even some educational stuff too. For the KOOK logo, I ultimately ended up just using my own face, at least as a temporary measure, but a lot of people seem to like it, so maybe it'll stick around. I don't know, what do you think? I guess that's all for this week. See you next Thursday.